Hey everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. That's it. So I'm going to give you an update in regards to the school shooting yesterday. And I just want to say I'm a little very disappointed because when I got home and I just wanted to see if the media was going to report what happened yesterday, and not once. I didn't hear anything. I checked Fox News, I checked CNN, I checked NBC, ABC, CBS. I checked every channel, every network regularly, and nothing. All I was just hearing about politics, which, okay, but they couldn't do like a breaking news. Sorry to interrupt, but a school shooting happened yesterday in Georgia. Nothing. And I checked and I checked and I checked, and I'm very sad and very heartbroken that it was not even addressed. And probably now they're talking about it. So I guarantee you when I get home and when I turn on the TV, they're probably going to talk about it. But why today? Why didn't talking about it yesterday? Maybe they're trying to get more information, which they didn't have yesterday. They only had like a few things that they know about, and now they have more information, more stuff that they discover. And I have to say the name of the shooter, because I mentioned Colt Gary, which actually it was incorrect on their part. So it was not actually Colt Gary, the shooter. It was, Colt Gary. It was not Colt Gray, the shooter. It's Colt Gray is the shooter who's been apprehended and is in jail right now until he gets go to trial or whatnot. But it's Colt Gray, not Colt Gray, so they got it wrong. So I just wanted to correct myself. And they announced the 4 victims that got shot and killed yesterday. And I just want to mention their names. Some of you probably already know the names already, but I just want to mention names. And it's very sad. It's very, very sad and heartbreaking to hear this and to hear these people that passed away yesterday when it was not even necessary. You know, they just started school and this happened yesterday. It's just such a tragedy. So the first victim was Mason Schermerhorn. If I'm pronouncing the last name, forgive me, I'm sorry. Age 14. They were like saying that Mason Schermerhorn was autistic. He was very kind and loving. The mother was saying that he had an upbeat attitude about everything. He was just a lighting heart and enjoy reading, playing video games, and just being with people. 14 years old. The second victim was Richard Aspinwall, and they didn't release his age, but he was a school teacher, a math school teacher, and a coach. And they were like saying that he was just such a kind-hearted teacher that they ever met. He was funny. His wife was saying that he was very showed pride with his kids and his wife and showing off his students, and he really cared about his students that he was teaching and coaching football. Next victim, Christain Angulo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name. Pardon me. I'm so sorry for the family if I butchered it. His last name. 14-year-old student, saying that he was funny, enjoyable to be around with, very kind. It's just sad. 14 years old, had so much life ahead of him, and the other student, Mason and Richard, it's just sad that this happened. Very sweet, caring young kid who had his whole life ahead of him, and it was taken away just like that yesterday. 14 years old. Lastly, a math teacher, Christina, and her last name is Alright. Forgive me for butchering her last name, Army. And they didn't release her age, but she's the 4th victim that passed, and so sad. And we all need to like count our blessings that we get to go home to our children and put them to bed, tell them how much we love them, how much we're there for them, how grateful that God has spared, your children's life. But unfortunately, with the other family victims, they can't do that. They can't go to their children's room and kiss them goodnight and give them a prayer, or their spouse. They can't do that because their loved ones are gone. They're absolutely gone, and they can't come back because of one person did this horrendous act and start shooting people, shooting students and teachers, injuring 9 people. It's just not right, and it's just not fair. And when enough is enough, and I know a lot of you guys, including myself, are so sick and tired of hearing this, watching this in the news. It's just like, it's like the new norm. You understand? It's like the new norm now. Like, school shooting, okay. What? I'm just so sick and tired of seeing this. I'm so sick and tired of parents and spouses burying their significant other, burying their children when it's not even their time. I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of seeing parents suffering that they lost their children. They lost their child. An act of violence. And it's like, when is it going to stop? When something's going to give? More children have to die, like I said. This kid who went to the school had an AR style weapon because his father is a hunter. Like, it's just mind-boggling. Like, how did the 14-year-old got a hand over the gun? How did he got reach of this weapon? You're a hunter, the father's a hunter, you're a hunter, okay. But my thing is, how did he got access to the gun? Tell me. In my opinion, I feel like the father should be held responsible for this, in my opinion. Because how can this happen? How can the father let this happen? Obviously, the father's probably saying, I had it locked up, I had it secure, there's no way. But your son obviously got into it, got a rifle, an AR style weapon, and start blazing at students yesterday. So you tell me, how did your son got a hand over that gun? Tell me. Because it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make sense to the victims' families. It doesn't make sense to anyone. And I'm happy and glad that they're going to charge him as an adult, because he should. If you have the guts to go and get a gun and go to a school and start shooting innocent people, then you should get charged for as an adult, period. Go to juvie, wait until you're 18 years old, and then you go to the prison with the big boys. Maximum. For life. For taking a life, you should stay there in prison for life. And I'm going to pray for the family. I'm going to pray for this gentleman as well. God needs to show him judgment, what he did, because what he did was absolutely wrong, and I condemn him for doing that. I condemn him for taking 4 innocent lives, injuring 9 people, and now their life is shattered. It will never be the same again, because this particular person took an act of violence, disgusting, and started shooting at people. I'm just so sick of it. I am sick of it. And I know the rest of the world and the parents are sick of it. They really are sick of it. And enough is enough, man. Enough is enough. And I'm going to continue to pray for the victim's family. And I just pray that, God just give them strength. Give them strength to get through this, because it's not easy. It's not easy. I can't even imagine. I cannot even imagine losing my nieces. I just can't. I just can't. And for them, what they're going through is just horrible, and my heart just break for them. It really, really, truly do. And we all need to pray for the victims. We all need to. And it's just going to take time. It's just going to take time, and something has to give. A law has to pass. A bill has to pass, man. It's just like, enough is enough. And that's all I have to say about that. Thank you so much for watching. Again, said a prayer for the victims' family, and just be blessed that you're here, you're alive. And before I go, we all need to have a voice. We all have to have a voice and say something, and just not stop. We all have to have a voice and say something. Enough is enough. To the county, to the congressmen, to the government, enough is enough. Let's stop this violence. Let's stop having these kids being killed for no apparent reason, and teachers. And that's all I have to say about that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon.